I refused to reconnect with my ex, who may have a terminal kidney disease, after she broke my heart and contacted my wife for a video call. I started dating my ex, Sabrina, 41 female, when I was 16. We were in high school and inseparable. We went to the same college and dated for 6 years. In my final year of college, I was accepted into my dream PhD program with a full-ride scholarship. However, I had to move halfway across the world to attend. Sabrina assured me that this was my dream and she would support me and that we could make long-distance work. Things were great for the first 6 months. However, during my second semester, Sabrina told me she wanted to take a break from our relationship. She said all her friends were single and she wanted to experience life, but she still wanted us to be friends. I was completely heartbroken. I always thought there was no way she could be with someone else since we had been together for so long. Within a few weeks, she started telling me she had a crush on a colleague, and within a month, they were dating. I'm not proud to admit it, but I had a really bad mental breakdown. I could barely concentrate, and my grades suffered drastically. I was put on probation and told I needed to improve my GPA or lose my scholarship. That snapped me out of my funk, and I became a workaholic, working 14 to 16 hours a day. I got off probation and eventually finished the program. I never spoke to Sabrina again after my breakdown. It was important for me to maintain distance. I had never been an emotional person, but it was humbling to see how deeply someone could break me. I dated a few people in college, but nothing lasted more than a few months. I was too focused on school. During that time, Sabrina sent me an invitation to her wedding, which I never replied to. The only time I spoke to her again was once, after I graduated, when she called to congratulate me. The call lasted 5 minutes, and I haven't spoken to her since. I met my wife when I was 28. We were neighbors growing up. Our parents are still neighbors, but she was 5 years younger than me, so we didn't interact much. She was the weird girl across the street, and for her, I was the guy who never invited her to anything. Our parents are friends, so we knew of each other. When my mom told me she was moving to the same town I lived in, I reached out. It started with helping her buy furniture and groceries, and I always tell her I knew I was going to marry her within a month. She took a little longer to warm up to me. We've now been married 11 years and have 2 little monsters whose life goal is to break everything we own. We're happy in our little world. The issue started 2 weeks ago on a Sunday. I was playing with the kids when my wife, 35 female, came into the room looking like she'd seen a ghost. She asked me if I had been talking to Sabrina. I told her I hadn't spoken to her in 15 years. My wife had received an email from Sabrina titled, "Please read." So we sat down and opened it together. The email explained that Sabrina had decided to contact my wife instead of me because she thought it would be inappropriate to reach out directly. She said she's suffering from CKD, a kidney disease, and is on a donor waiting list. She's not doing well and wanted to reconnect with me, since I was a very important person in her life. She asked my wife if she could help arrange a video call between us. My wife asked what I wanted to do. My immediate reaction, without thinking, was no. I also asked her not to reply to the email and said I didn't want Sabrina contacting us again. I don't see what either of us would gain from a 15-minute conversation at this point. It's something I want to avoid.